Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are looking at the foam adhesive sheets. Now these are absolutely brilliant. They are really thick, complete. Let me just open. I've got them down on this side. I'll open them up and show you. They are sheets of adhesive. They are really thick. I don't know quite how thick they are. They are probably an 1/8 of an inch. So they're really thick. And the great thing is that you can die cut things out to give that extra dimension. And that's what we're going to work today in a card that has lots of dimension. Now, I know that I have been doing a lot of simple cards, which is lovely, but sometimes you want to do something that you're not necessarily going to post, but you want to make it really, really pretty. So we are using the Detailed Dove dies, which comes from the Dove of Hope bundle, which is lovely. Peace, joy, love, peace on earth. I think at the moment we really need this with all of the things that are happening in the world at the moment. You know, we want a lovely peaceful time. So I thought that this would be perfect. Now, the dies in here are, let me just turn them over, are really pretty because you can cut out, as always, we have the means to be able to die cut out the shapes. So you don't have to worry about fussy cutting. So we have this one on here. We have the lovely mistletoe branch. We have the, is that it on there? I think that's, yes, I think that's all of the shapes. No, we do have, I thought there was another one, the lovely little baubles. So again, you know, if you don't want to do the doves, you've got these great little baubles which make pretty cards as well. You've then got a lot of other pieces, and that's the good thing about the dies, that you don't just get the dies to cut out your shapes, you get lots of other things as well. And what we're using today is a large dove that you can cut out with a lot of layers. So I will show you the two pieces that I've already cut out. So I've die cut out this lovely leaf. If you remember a while ago, you can use it as angel wings, and I did a beautiful card showing the angel's wings. So we need one of those. And then I have used the adhesive foam sheets to cut out. And what I've done on these is the adhesive foam sheets, if I take one of these pieces out, you can see they're double-sided. So basically you take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, you put that and stick that over the top piece, then you run it through the die cutting machine, and then you've got the peel off piece at the bottom, so it's double-sided. Now, a lot of people have turned around and said, oh, must be quite difficult on intricate things. Now, I've done some of these before, and I just thought I'd show you how easy it is to actually take them out. So if we take them out of the actual die first of all, take your pick tools, are invaluable for this. Lovely that you get embossing as well as die cutting. So I'm going to keep the eye in, I think, because I quite like the eye in there, but I don't want these tail pieces. So we are literally just going to, very gently with our take your pick tool, just poke them out. And they are a little bit fiddly, but certainly not difficult to do. So if you're doing simple shapes, those are very easy to do. if you're doing these sorts of shapes, they are a little bit fiddly, but again, they're not difficult to do. So we'll take that piece out of there because we don't want that. And then we've got these pieces. So we just literally have to poke them out. And because you've got the foam and then the backing sheet, if you just poke the first piece out, oops, just got my take your pick tool in there, down through on there, you can then take them from the back and take those pieces out. So I'm just literally picking them out. I've pulled the backing sheet off because that's easier to just take the pieces off. They will sort of stick to everything, but as I say, it takes a few moments. I'm not saying that it is the easiest thing to pop out, but it really does make it very worthwhile if you want to have that overall dimension. So let's just take this piece out, and we've got, I think, one, if not two more. So I've got that piece, and we'll take that piece. Okay, so those are all of the pieces back. I can then just put the backing sheet just over it. So that's got the intricate piece of the bird out. Just take those pieces out of the way, otherwise they'll stick everywhere. Now, if you're doing a simple shape, it is very, very simple. So literally you just take it straight out and you pop it out and you have your shape. Okay, so we are going to, what I want to do is I want to adhere this over the top. Now I'm going to do that with, I could do it with double-sided, but I'm actually just going to do this with wet glue. So there's me reaching across my wet glue, and get me back in my seat. So I'm just going to do this in wet glue over the top. I wanted to create this time a monochrome card, so it's all going to be in white, apart from the sentiment, which I'm going to do, I've done the sentiment in Sahara sand, which was sort of the palest colour I could. You could emboss it in silver or something like that, but I just wanted to take it out this way. And again, the wet glue with the fine point, you can just literally almost like right round, as long as you don't over squeeze. It's incredibly good glue and it's very strong. You know, when you find a glue that is really good, it's one of the great things about Stampin' Up. They do tend to, the quality of their products is always really high, so you know that you're getting something which is really good. So we're literally just going to put this over the top. This is another good thing about the wet glue, is the fact that you can put it on and then just sort of wriggle it around and push it into place before you commit yourself, because the wet glue allows you to do that. So we now have a beautiful high arched wing on there, and we've got the bird as well. So let's have a look at the card that we're going to make. Now, what I've done is, because I want the layers, I've taken a piece of Whisper White, and this measures standard card base, and then I've put 1/4 inch matted border round in the Whisper White, and I've already put that up with dimensionals. So I've just put that with standard dimensionals because I didn't want to waste a whole sheet on it. I've then taken, which I've been showing you a lot of, the Curvy Dies. The Curvy Dies are very new. They're available from the 3rd of November, and they just give the most beautiful backgrounds. I'm not going to go through these in too much detail, but we used, on this one, we're using this floral one. There's a cutting edge, and then there's a lovely floral shape, and there's various other shapes as well. a great die and coordinating stamp set to get, which is available the 3rd of June. So what I've done with this one, and I showed you this before, is I have taken a piece that is going to go in on here, and again I'm going to put this up with dimensionals, but we're going to build it first. So I have already stamped the Peace, Joy, Love, which has come from the Dove of a Hope set. So Peace, Joy, Love. Again, that doesn't have to be for a particular time of year. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be. And all I've done is I've put the foam adhesive sheets on the back of this because I wanted it the same height as the doves, and dimensionals are not quite as high. So I just wanted that extra height on it because I think it makes all of the difference. So I'm going to take it from, actually I can probably take it from the bottom. I need to line it up so that it comes on both sides. So I'm just taking it down to the bottom and making sure that it comes on both sides, and then I can just put it down. So you get that lovely pattern showing through, and you've got real height to this card, but this is what I wanted. So again, I've done exactly the same. Oh, I've just spotted one little tiny piece that hasn't come out. Again, Take Your Pick tool is my real go-to tool for all of these, what I would call intricate dies. Intricate dies have little pieces that they will come out, most of them straight out of the, you know, when you pull them out of the die, but there's always some tiny little pieces that don't. Now I'm going to do exactly the same because I find it easier to line it up from the bottom. That's just my preference. So I can line the piece that I want right up at the bottom, look at my edges so I get it where I want, and then I can put it down. Okay, so we've now got this piece up like that as well, so you've got that lovely height on it. Now we're going to put the birds in, or the dove. So I'm going to have the dove in like this, and then its wing is going to come in over the top, and I'm going to have to put an extra dimensional underneath those parts. So let's just get the where we want it. So it's going to come about there. So I can take this backing off of this one. Make sure I've just got those little tiny pieces that were just cut out, that they're not sticking in there. I think that's one little one there. Sometimes quite difficult to see white on white, but I've got a tiny little piece on there, I think. Yes, you can just see where it's, the backing piece has gone on. Okay, so we wanted it to get the wing. Have the wing like that. We want the bird up at that sort of height. So I'm going to put him down like that. And as I say, I'm keeping the eye in because I quite like that. So you've got that real layer on it. Now this one, when we take it off, we need to put some dimensionals up on the top of the wing, otherwise it'll go at a funny angle. So let me just grab my dimensionals. What have I done with those? Here we go. And I think I'm just going to put a couple of minis up on there because I just need that little bit of height. So it's going to be up on this part. So let's peel this off. And as I say, this is going to be a substantial card, which is going to be for, you know, somebody quite special. Just putting this down here because you do find that it is incredibly sticky. And this is where you can actually use your Take Your Pick tool a little bit to just put it down, and then of course it sticks to that as well. Right, Okay, so we're going to put the mini dimensionals on top of this just to give that extra bit of height. So, and they might actually have to be double thickness, I think, probably. So we'll take one off. We don't need many, we just need literally so that it doesn't fall down a bit. So I've got one, and I'm going to put another one straight on top and then take that out. So that gives me just that little bit of anchor so that it doesn't fall down. Then we want the wing to come up onto the dove, and I line it so that it comes down on there. Take that up, and you can see that it sticks quite nicely on there. We can take the other bit round, and then you've got that lovely dimension through on the card. Now we are going to put this down on here, and again I want some dimension to come across on here. So I've got these pieces that are left over that are really going to be too small to do a huge amount with, but I can't use those because I've already done on one side. However, I have got another piece that's just left, so I'm just going to take my, let me get my, I've got some big scissors here, I'll use those, it'll make it easier. So I'm literally just taking these down in strips. Like this, and it doesn't matter where you're going to put your strips because it's literally just so that there's that extra bit of dimension on there, and I wanted it the same height so that we've got all of those layers going on, which I think just makes it a very sort of special card. So I don't think I need one in the center because I've got quite a lot on there, so I'm going to put one just down there, and we're going to have one down on there. Now you might even want to do a little box to put this in because, as I say, you've got a lot of layers going on, but as I say, sometimes you want to make a special card for somebody, and this card I'm going to be delivering to somebody, so it's not going to go into the post. You don't then need to worry too much. Okay, so let's take our base that we've got, and we've got the layer already on there. What have I got stuck on there? Oops, a little bit of that dimensional. Okay, so now we can then put this, and you might see my head coming in because I want to try and get it as straight as I can on here, like that. There we go. So you now have a beautiful, really well dimensioned card, but you can see, and I hope you can, white's not always the easiest to see. Now if you wanted to, you could add some Wink of Stella on there if you wanted, but I just wanted a pure white card, and I think, as I say, for all of that dimension it works really well. So these are what we were really focusing on, which are the foam adhesive sheets, and as I say, they are just brilliant. I've used quite a lot, and I still have quite a few sheets left, so it's something that I'm going to be using again, and we'll be ordering some more. But they work so well on giving that real extra dimension that you can get on a card. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, stay safe and stay well and be kind. Bye-bye.